Hello and a very good day everyone. So today we will learn on data cleaning. As you can refer in this particular file, you will notice that in this data we do have the football players, their respective club and also their market value. So now we'll be performing data cleaning. So data cleaning is how we clean the data, how we arrange the data so that it can be presented in a presentable way and formatted accordingly. So let's get started. So if you notice in this particular data, we do have the data, but in between the data, we do have some blank space. So how we can remove the blank space? So firstly, we press Ctrl spacebar. When I press Ctrl spacebar, you will notice that the entire column A will be highlighted. So Ctrl spacebar means highlighting a column. So next, what I'll do is I press Ctrl G. So when I press Ctrl G, you will notice that a small box will appear. A box of go to will appear. So you can actually use your mouse and click the special, or also you can also use the keyboard shortcut of alternate S. When you use alternate S, you will go to special. You can actually use your mouse and click blanks, or you can actually use alphabet K or click the button K so that it goes to the blanks, and then you press enter. So once you press enter, you will notice that all the blank cells in column A will be highlighted. Next, you can use the keyboard shortcut of Ctrl minus. When you use Ctrl minus, a small box will appear asking if we want to delete. So just to repeat, Ctrl minus means delete. So you just press enter and there you go. So now you notice all the blank cells which was initially located in between of the data has been removed and deleted. So now we have noticed that the data has been sorted together. So next, what I do is I go to cell A1, which is the first cell, and I press shift spacebar. When I press shift spacebar, you will notice that row number 1 is highlighted. So shift spacebar means highlighting the row. Next, you use the keyboard shortcut of Ctrl Shift equal. So when you press Ctrl Shift equal, you will notice that you are inserting the data, inserting the row. So next, you go to Control Home and then you name this as number. Alright, so now we do have a list of data. If we look at the data, we have the number, we have the football player's name, we have the football clubs, and also we have the market value. And all of these are located in one cell. So we need to separate this so that it look more presentable way. So what we can do is, we can actually go to data, click the data ribbon and click the feature called text to column. So in this text to column, we can actually separate the text. Either the text is separated by delimiter or by using fixed width. Okay, but however, if you notice all this data over here, we have more than one delimiter. We have a full stop which separates the number and the football player name. We also have a bracket, open bracket, which separates the football player name and also the football clubs, and similarly for the market value. So what happens if we want to separate the text when it has more than one delimiter? No worries, what you can do is you highlight the data. In my case, I press Ctrl spacebar so that the entire column A is highlighted. Next, I press Ctrl H. When I press Ctrl H, you will notice that a box will appear. This box is find and replace box. So the next thing is, what you do is you put full stop and replace with shift backslash. So when you press shift backslash, you will notice that a line will appear and you press replace all. So next, if you notice, all these are being replaced accordingly so that you have the number being separated with this line and the name. Next, I'll also replace open bracket with the straight line, replace all. So now you notice that this straight line separate the football player name and also the football club. And I'll do the same for the last one, close bracket, semicolon, replace all, and there you go. So now we do have one common delimiter which separates the number, names, football clubs, and also the market value. So we go to data, we click text to column. Once we click text to column, a box will appear. We click delimited. Why we click delimited? Because our data is separated by a particular character. So in this case, it is separated by a straight line. So we click this straight line and we press next, and we untick tab, tick other, and press shift backslash. So you have this. So now you notice that the data is being separated accordingly. I press next and I press finish. So now you notice these data are being separated accordingly. So I'll just go here, I'll put your name, I'll put your clubs, I'll put your RM million. If you notice in column D, we do have the market value. However, some data shows M, some data shows space million. So in this case, what if just say I don't want the alphabet M, or I don't want the word million to appear? So what you can do is you press Ctrl Shift down so that you can select the particular range, Ctrl H, and then in this case I'll just remove whatever is M and replace with nothing so that it appears blank. Replace all. You will notice that all the M has been removed and the data is okay. But next, if you notice, we have this alien over here. So I'll just do the same thing, space alien, replace with nothing, replace all, and there you go. So now you look, the data is being sorted accordingly, that has been removed. So what if they say I want to sort the data accordingly? That means I want it to make some auto fit arrangement. So I press Ctrl A so that all the data are highlighted, alternate HOI. So now the data is being sorted and auto fit accordingly. Next is, if you notice particularly, let me press Ctrl Shift L. So when I press Ctrl Shift L, toggle filter will appear. So I click this and you notice that we have clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, and many others. But if you notice carefully, we do have two separate data for Manchester City and Man City. One being Man City, which is the short form, another is in full form. So if just say I want it to be in one particular unique data, I don't want in two separate form, so I just untick select all, I tick Man City, I tick Manchester City, I press OK. So I want all these to be Man City. So I highlight this, Ctrl D, so that it copy from the above to the bottom. So now we have Man City. So I just tick this, clear filter from club. All the other keyboard shortcut you can do is alternate down arrow, alphabet C, and there you go. So now if you notice, you do have your data being sorted accordingly, and now it is formatted in a presentable way.